making another little teal flower to match the one that I made the other day. I'll go ahead and start with my base coat. All right, we're gonna start with just a little bit in the center. I'm gonna give that just a little spin to thin it out a bit because I do want that center thin so that my colors don't sink in. That seemed to work yesterday. Let's just see if I can do it again. Now I'm gonna come around this and pour more base coat. Let's give this a little twirl. All right, we're gonna start with phthalo green, phthalo blue, little hit of red violet here, and we'll do some light gold in the center. Okay, we're gonna come in with a healthy dose of white around the puddle. And this is supposed to be for the inside of the petals. Now I am going to pour more base coat around this just to make sure that it will have enough base coat underneath to take it all the way to the edge. All right, let's blow this thing out. Now we're just going to create a little bit of separation here. All right, I'm gonna turn my fire way down low and just hit the center here. And that might be too low. Let's go ahead and give this a spin and see how it starts to look. I'm gonna put a little bit more around here because I do need this one to come off because that is really weird. It's always the like super funky looking ones that have a really hard time making it to the edge. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, I'm gonna go one more light little spin. I don't know what the camera can see, but I gotta tell you, this weird little thing, I kind of like that it's not totally coming off the edge. I think that adds some interest. So I think I'm actually done spinning here. I really do like this. Some of my white did get washed out on this petal and this petal, the first two that I did. So before I blew the other ones out, I actually did go in and add just a little bit more white around them. And that seemed to do the trick. So I'm totally fine that this one doesn't have a whole bunch in it because this one has a lot. I think it provides a lot of really nice contrast. So I think, I don't know. I'm just gonna go one more tiny, tiny little spin. I think I'm gonna keep this as it is. I don't wanna spin it anymore because I think I'm gonna lose too much of the definition, just because I did have slightly more paint on the canvas before I did the blowout. So they're really close to each other, and I don't really want the whole things falling off because, you know, then once again, I'm just not going to have that definition of the petals there. So this is it, guys. I think that we are stopping here. I even kind of like that this little bloop, you know, doesn't quite go all the way over. So I'm going to go ahead and hit up my edges real quick. And everything came out really nice. And it's funny how you can make the exact same design with the exact same colors and they come out totally different. Like I will add a picture at the end with this one right next to the one that I did yesterday. The one that I did yesterday didn't quite have as full of blooms, but that could have also been because I didn't have as much base coat. But I think that the pair will be just really beautiful together. And I had to make enough base coat on that first one for two because it is a custom mix. And, you know, I don't know if you've tried to make a custom mix to match something else. Like it's never going to be the same, ever. It's always going to be slightly different. So I'm really glad that I made enough and I still have some to spare. I was a little worried that if this one didn't turn out and I had to scrape it, then I'm not going to be able to do another one because I'm just not going to have the base coat to do it. And there is something in here. Here we go. I don't know what that was. I mean, I did strain the paint last night, but who knows? And there are some really cool things on this. You know, it's funny, the one I did yesterday, it's a little bit more tighter of a flower. Really pretty. This one's a little bit fuller. It goes out a little bit further. Just as pretty though. I really like them both a lot. There is just a little tiny bit of lavender thrown throughout there. And then a little bit of that teal popping through. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, quickest flower in my history. So, and absolutely zero adjustments. I can't believe it. Even on the one I did yesterday, I had to make a slight adjustment to one of the petals. I don't really think that this is needed here. I'm a little bit tempted to come and kind of shave that down a little bit and just make it a little bit more flowy. But I also kind of think that that little jaggedness adds a little bit of interest there. Plus, I really, really like how the colors go. I mean, this is like totally purple and then a little bit pink on the outside. Then you have the blue on the inside. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it. You know, but even this petal over here, while it doesn't have a whole lot of white in it, most of the white kind of went to the outside, but it's got just a few little dots of like colored cells that pop through. Although from a distance, it looks a little bit plain, but that's okay. I'm totally digging this. So, all right, we're done here, guys. Thank you all for watching. And here's the side by side. One's wet, one's dry. So the base coat looks slightly different, but it will dry all the same. Now I'll go ahead and take you all in for some close-ups.